Welcome to my virtual book club. We finished up The One Thing and now moving on to another white covered book with black writing, The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. And so the first thing you talk about is like, what's an infinite game as compared to what? And it's compared to a finite game. And a finite game is one that has known players, fixed rules, and an agreed upon objective that once reached, the game ends. Whereas an infinite game can have known and unknown players, guidelines or outer boundaries rather than set rules, and no set finish line. So you can't distinguish, okay, who's the winners and who's the losers at that point. And so the theory goes that businesses are more like infinite games, which would be like getting healthy, rather than a finite game like a marathon. And so if that's true, what does that mean? And one of the things that they were talking about is that we don't get to choose if the game is infinite or finite, but we do get to choose how we play, and we get to choose the approach and the mindset to that. But it can be really dangerous if you use a finite mindset to an infinite game and vice versa. So, okay, again, what does this mean? And one of the things they were talking about is if you have an infinite mindset, you are looking beyond the balance sheet for the value of a business. You start looking at beyond just profits and market share and what you're doing versus the competitor, and looking more at what is the purpose of your business, what is the mission of it, and going that way and sustaining the business as long as possible, because you're not trying to win. There is no win except for you're meeting your missions, you're meeting your internal goals and kind of surviving as long as you want the business to survive. And so the problem is if you're always looking at competitors and you're always comparing yourself to what's going on by your competitors, you might be really missing what's going on internally or what your customers are needing, because your focus is in the wrong spot. And so that could lead to making decisions for really short-term gains rather than long-term ones, like reducing research and development, or putting people in a mindset where everybody's expendable. And they use an example of kind of how Microsoft was under Steve Ballmer compared to under Gates, and losing that innovation thing. So it was really interesting, and I'm really interested to see how this proceeds and how a business is playing an infinite game. I hope you can all join me and read along and have comments along the way. Thanks, Gal.